Hi.
My name is Azuka Ogujuba from Media Hub TV, and it's really nice to have you on set.
Thank you.
And how's our baby Kingy? How's he doing?
He's doing really well.
I was just wondering, motherhood is what every woman looks forward to, and I mean, he's the first child. So has it been like, like when you had him and you saw him and they gave him to you? What was that first feeling?
The feeling was really strange. I'd say strange because I saw my heart on my arms. Carrying my son is like carrying my own heart, and I heard his heartbeat. I was so happy. I was so overwhelmed, and I loved it every minute till date.
So, I mean, when you had him, were you thinking that, did you think about, how, if it was going to disturb your career, or you just didn't care about career for that period of time?
Truthfully, I didn't have any other thoughts apart from being a mother. I just dedicated my life in going through my pregnancy, coming to terms with it, and giving birth. I knew that I was not going to go to work immediately. I knew because of the love I have for my son. I knew that it was so impossible to leave him at home. And I always told myself that if I ever give birth, I would want to breastfeed my child for a year. So I knew I was never going anywhere for 1 year. I did that for a whole year and a week.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
But what do you miss most about being single?
What do I miss most about being single? Well, you really don't miss anything. Life is in stages. When it's time for you to be single, you'll be single. When it's time for you to be married, you'll be married. When it's time for you to elevate into another stage of your life, you would. So I would not say I missed anything being single. My single days were my single days. I did what I did in my single days because that was what was expected.
Yeah.
So, but now I don't miss it.
Okay, what has been your greatest challenge as a mother? Everybody has a story to tell when it relates to motherhood. What has been your story?
I have never had any challenges with motherhood. I have a competent nanny. If I'm not there, I know that she's able to take care of my child. If I didn't have a nanny, the welfare of my child in my absence would have been one of my greatest worries. But I do have the best workers. I work with the best people. And anytime I'm away, which is hardly ever, and I know my son is safe.
Now, I also noticed that lately you launched your foundation, and can you just tell us a bit about what it's all about? I've seen pictures of you at schools, giving out school materials to students, so what's it all about, really?
Well, my foundation wasn't launched recently. My foundation is almost 10 years old.
Oh.
Yes. What you've been seeing is an initiative that my foundation took upon itself, which is the Back to School project, the Tonto Dikeh Back to School project. Basically, we are sending children back to school. We're focusing on the girl child, but that's notwithstanding, we will help the boy child too. We're sending as many children as we can back to school, because I do believe that there's a saying that goes that children are the future leaders of tomorrow, and I believe in change. So if change has to come, we have to start with the younger ones who are going to be the change that we need to see in the future, or who are going to be our leaders in the future. So that's how the initiative was brought about. But the Tonto Dikeh Foundation has been around for 10 years.
So why did you pick Baptist school?
No, I didn't pick Baptist school. I'm going to random schools that need me.
Okay, you've not acted in any movie for a very long time. Did marriage or motherhood slow you down, or have you decided to stop acting?
No, before I had my child, I actually slowed down on that because of personal reasons. I needed to find myself. I needed to know what it is that I wanted. I was blocked. I was blocked emotionally. I was blocked spiritually. I had this veil covering me that I needed to identify with something greater, which was God. So I left movies to find God. And ever since, I haven't gone back because I gave birth to my son.
Okay.
But I left movies before I gave birth.
Okay.
But that's not saying that I'm off the screen forever. I am coming back.
Yeah, we can't wait to see. I'm sure your fans can't wait to see you.
I can't even wait to be back on set.
I'm sure you can't wait to see you on set.
I can't.
lately, we, of course, you're one of the big faces in the Nollywood industry in Nigeria, and of course, your fans, follow everything you do, and lately, there's this noise about issues that you're having in your home and everything. So, what do you have to say to that? There was, so many stories here and there, and so what do you have to say to that?
I've read them too. I've seen them too. And truly the hurt, that's the word I can quantify how I feel about it. And like you rightly said, it is only because I'm a public figure that everything is out there. In all of this, I'm just praying for strength. I'm praying for wisdom. I'm praying for everything that I can to move on and go ahead. It's a bitter experience for me to air. Being here alone, it's not easy.
What is
But I am here because I'm here because I believe that I'll be helping someone somewhere.
What will you say that your experiences in marriage? Do you have like regrets? Because it's the first time you're in the first marriage. Will you say that? Do you have any regrets going to the marriage or something? Because it's like your smile.
Well, the way I live my life, the way I am, I try not to regret anything. And I see every stage that I am in as an elevation. I feel like I'd go through that fire and I'll come out stronger than I was before. So no, I don't regret my marriage.
As a public figure, a lot of people will like you, but some won't like you, and of course, I'm sure sometimes you must have had some embarrassing moments where people say things to you, like, and you're wondering, where is this coming from? What has been your most embarrassing moment as a celebrity?
There've been a lot. Yeah, there have been a lot. I cannot pinpoint an event or explain, but I know that there've been a lot. Just sitting down and reading something really ill about yourself, it's even embarrassing.
Yeah. So, like, what story would you like to delete about yourself from the internet if you had your way?
If I had my way, I'd like to delete everything. I'd like to delete my whole existence because of my child. Because I know that the internet never dies. It's gonna grow up. It's gonna read them. And it's gonna hurt him.
Tell us, everybody can be in your world though. So tell us something about you that people don't really know. Like, tell us a secret that people don't know about you. Like your person who is Tonto Dikeh.
But I think that people don't know that I am born again. I have been born again for a long time. I did backslide at some point, but I found my way back to God, and it's been amazing. It's been so wonderful. I think that's what people don't know.
What church do you attend?
I attend Mountain of Fire, but I do have 2 other pastors from 2 great churches that pray with me always. But I attend Mountain of Fire.
Wow. So what do you miss most as a person?
Well, it's very hard for me to be away from my child. This is the second time, right? Second time I have been away from him. The first time was when I went to Warri. It's very hard to stay away from him. It's really very hard because he's very clingy. And that's why I have this picture of me everywhere I go.
Oh, yeah. Can I see it? Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
What's your biggest life lesson? Because we learn every day there's something that happens to you that, when you are about to make the same mistake again, you're like, oh, this has happened before. Let me let me be careful. What has been your biggest life lesson?
My biggest life lesson has to do with really has to do with not letting anything bother me. Going through whatever it is you're going through and not letting it bother you. That's the biggest life lesson.
And of course, people that don't really know you very well must have had a lot of wrong misconception about you. So what is which one really how you hear something about you that is not true and it really, really makes you cry? Which one has really brought you so close to tears?
I've heard a lot of things about myself. It's the same thing. It never changes. But something that has really, really hurt me in recent times is someone coming out to associate me with drugs, with drugs as a mother. That hurt me so much. Hurt me so much because nobody sees how good of a mother I am. Nobody knows the sacrifices I've made for my son. I have a file at home. I do a drug test almost every month, and I write a letter to my son. And I put it. I write a letter to my son every month on his birthday. And I tell him how much he has changed my life. How much I'm a better person because he is in my life. I tell him how much I stopped so many things for him. That really destroyed me. That really broke me into a million pieces. That is the worst thing I've heard.
Well, recently I actually followed your social media I don't know what to call them, rants, explanation, when you had to explain to some people that things that happen in your married life. When you said you had to treat a lot of STDs because of your husband. I mean, how, I don't know, how true was that? And you also said he was also beating you. He said he was cheating on you.
First of all, I'd like to say that this interview is not to discredit my husband, or rather my ex-husband in any way. It's not to bring him down. It's not to make people hate him. It's not to throw dirt on him. If it's anything I'm doing this for, it's so that he can be a better man. And like I said, so that somebody somewhere would be able to learn from this, from what I'm going through. And with that note, there are some things I would not like to re-discuss. I did post something about it yesterday. I am not taking back my words because it is not a lie. But I would not promote it. I would not go ahead and embarrass my husband in that manner, even if I have. I would like that to just end. The domestic violence, it's real. It's real. How I live to suffer it and go through it over and over again. I do not understand. But a lot of people have blamed me. A lot of people have said a lot of things. I have read a lot of things. I stayed back in my marriage, not because of my child, because I believe that you cannot be abused or you cannot leave a child in the environment where there is abuse and you claim that you're doing it for your child. No. I stayed because I was doing it for myself. I stayed because I loved my husband with all of my heart. I stayed because he had begged me to stay a couple of times. I stayed because I just didn't want to give up. I didn't want to give up on the marriage just like that. People change. You know, people change. I changed.
Seek counseling from your pastors? I mean, what do you like?
Yes, we have. We have. Anytime things like this happen, my husband comes up with a pastor who is always in the house the next day or 2 days later, who is begging, who is doing stuff. Yes, but we have never had a real counseling. Never, never. Because he wouldn't even accept that he's doing it. That's the worst. That's the worst. That he's never going to accept that he's doing it. And I keep asking him, if you are so ashamed of what you do to me, why do you do it? Can I have my phone, please? I have pictures. I have videos. I have everything to prove my domestic violence. I also have pictures in Ghana. The Nigerian embassy in Ghana has pictures of me. I had to run to them at some point. The reason I can't even release those pictures is because I'm stuck naked. I'm stuck naked, and they had to video me, and they had to snap, and my husband has humiliated me so much with this, and for anybody to tell me that I'm lying against my husband, that even hurts me more. That even hurts me more.
Were you guys on holiday in Ghana or something?
Yes, we were. He stays in Ghana too.
One of the things I also heard was that I heard out there. I said I was going to ask you when I talked to you was that his mom caught you smoking marijuana. And she kind of confronted you and you pushed her and she fell, and when he came back he was livid with anger and kind of pounced on you.
That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie from the devil. I am close to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law has never, ever, ever seen me smoke. There are times when I am really, really sick. And my mother-in-law, Mom, if you're watching, you know this is true. There are times when you have even offered me Panadol. There are times when you even offered me so many drugs that would have even made my body better. But I didn't take it because I knew I was breastfeeding. Every time my mother-in-law came to me and I was sick, I would tell her, no, Mom, I don't want to take Panadol, as little as Panadol, as little as Alabukun, as little as anything that could make me get my strength back. I would tell her that I don't want to take it because I'm scared, because I don't know what it would do to my child. My mother-in-law has never, ever, and I'm saying this with God, put in this, that she has never caught me ever smoking. I did not push my mother-in-law down. And Mom, if you are watching this, please tell them the truth. I know that Kunle, your son, said this. I know that my husband was the one who put this story out. And you know that this is not true. And you know that you are a woman like me. You know so well that you are a woman like me. And you said I am your daughter. And I don't even want to believe you said this, Mom. I don't want to believe you said this. I'll ignore it.
Recently, a video came out where a certain lady called Rosalind claimed to be your husband's PA and your husband is his uncle, and that she knows you, that you're a very nice person, and she had nothing to do with your husband. And also recently, your husband's birthday, she's actually celebrating it very well on her Instagram page. And when Churchy Foundation announced to the world that Prince is now the ambassador, she was there. What do you have to say to her claims?
First of all, I don't know her. I'm aware of her. I'm aware that she's sleeping with my husband. I'm aware that my husband is taking care of her. I am also aware that she is the reason my husband abandoned his son and me for close to 2 months, just before the big foundation thing we did in December. I'm aware that that's the reason he abandoned his family, because he took her on the trip. No, she is not my husband's sister. My husband is not her brother. She doesn't know me. Like I said, I've seen her before. I've never even spoken to my husband about her before. But I do know their story. And I do know that they're in love. It's not just a relationship.
Recently, I think she also, for her birthday, she posted this this big car, this Jeep, on her Instagram handle that also went viral.
My husband bought that car for her. My husband is responsible for her. I have pictures of them being on a trip abroad together. That's something my husband has never done for me. That's something my husband has never done for his family. Where that hurts me more is because I watch my husband make every single dime that he owns. I know the sacrifices that I made for my family. I know the sacrifices I have made. And all I expected was just for you to at least be good to your family. It was not the first time it's not the first time. I've practically dragged someone out of my husband's private part before. So, women are not my problem with my husband. Women are not, and I'm not upset about it. I don't hate these women. I don't even want to glorify them and their act. I was once single. I'm not a saint. So, they're not my problem at all. I forgive them. I forgive all of you. I'm telling you the truth with the love of God in my heart. I forgive you. I forgive you. But don't lie about it. Just keep quiet and just move on.
The allegations about some women that he's also dating that had kids for him. Is it true that he has kids outside his home? And
yes, my son is not the first child my husband has. And that was one of the major concerns in my marriage, the early part of it, because he lied to me about not having a child. He even lied to me about not being married. I didn't even know he was married until the day they posted the picture of the wedding. He didn't tell me he had a child. He always lied about it. I don't know how I found out, but I did find out. Recently, 2 women have contacted me that they have children for my husband. Well, I cannot verify it. Like I said, this interview is not to throw dirt on my husband. I cannot verify it. One of them said that her child is 9 months old. The other said her child is 2 years. I can't verify it, just like I can't verify the gay claims on him. I have no knowledge about it.
That this alleged that he's bisexual.
I have no knowledge about it. I don't know if it's true or if it's not true. But I don't know anything about it.
So, from everything that happened, do you think that in the future you guys might work out things, or or just so that you just want to move on with your life?
For me,
if he's really repents today and you can tell he's changed, he's a Christian, would you like?
I don't know what the future holds. But I just want to be strong for my son. I have moved on already. I just want to be strong for my son. I want this phase of my life to be over because it's preventing me from doing greater things. Every day I go on the internet and reading one thing, it's all dragging me back. There are huge projects I'm supposed to be embarking on, but this is taking my life backwards. I don't know if I'm going to go back to my relationship. That's a big impossibility right now, a big one. I'm not praying to go back to my relationship. I'm just praying for a change for my son. I just want a cordial relationship for my son. He's hurt me so much, in so many ways. It's crazy how this man keeps hurting me every single day. Because every day I keep hearing things, I keep seeing things. People from him are talking. Just 2 days ago, he moves men, elders away from my village, men that don't even leave their thrones, men that don't leave their seats. He brought all of them to Abuja, asking them to beg me. And 2 hours later, I saw a post of one Mr. Pauls assuming to be his manager, saying that I lied about my husband, that I had cars, I had my husband's money with me. I do not have my husband's money with me. I don't have any property that belongs to my husband. I left my home with nothing, absolutely nothing. The clothes I wear today, UT gave them to me because I left my home with nothing. I called her up one day. I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain. And I was just thinking of all the verbal abuse and everything that my husband says to me. And I felt so ugly. I felt so unworthy. I felt less than a human being. And I called Yeti up and I sent her a message. And I said that I wanted to feel powerful. And I wanted to feel beautiful. That was the lowest point of my life, asking for help because I've never asked for help before. And she read it, and 2 hours later, she replied me. And I was so happy. So I do not want anybody saying I have anything about my husband. I do not have any property that belongs to my husband with me. That is a lie. No, I don't. All my husband's cars are with him. I would admit I did seize one car and I sold it off to give my son a better life. But I also have text messages on my phone proving that I'm being threatened. Proving that he said that the car was not mine and I had to return it. That they have police everywhere looking for the car. I have those proofs here. There's nothing I come out to say about my husband that I do not have a proof for. We don't have a proof.
Sorry to cut you this time around. He also presented the car that he bought for your son for his birthday. So the car was, did your son receive the car?
My husband never bought a car for my son on his birthday. The picture that was shown on the internet was a picture that has been very old. I took that picture, I live with my son, and I do not own a car. I live on Uber, and that's how I take my son to school and bring him back from school. That's how I run my home right now. We do not have any car owned by my husband with us.
Tonto, I really appreciate the fact that you came on our set, and I don't know what to say. I'm just I'm stunned, and I don't know what to ask you anymore, really. And I think I just want to end this thing here right now. What advice do you have to give to women going through what you're going through in their homes?
First of all, I'd like to say to every woman out there who has been battered, who has been bruised emotionally, physically, verbally by your spouse and people that you love, I'd like to say to you that you're beautiful and God loves you. The truth about this issue is that most women live in self-denial about this. Most women want to stay and make it work. Most of us want to pray and see changes. But I advise you to seek help. Because in as much as you give yourself the idea that you're staying because of your children, or that you are in this relationship because you want to give your children a better life, you're actually really hurting them. If an abuser never saw anyone get abused, he wouldn't grow up to be an abuser. I took my child away from that environment because I didn't want him to grow up to be that kind of man. It's time for us to speak up for ourselves. It's time for us to heal properly in a better environment, in a better space. I know that the society also doesn't really help us women. The shame that the backlash that we get from leaving our husband's house, the shame or the bruises on your body that you refuse to show. Society, give us the break. We are also humans too. We need to heal. We need to tell our stories. I said it right from the first time I granted this. I came into this interview that this is not speaking from a place of anger, or this is not trying to tarnish the image of my husband. If my story out there gets to just one person and heals one person, I'm okay with that. I'm speaking up for all women. I'm speaking up today to say enough is enough. Love does not hurt. Love is not supposed to hurt. Love is love, and God is love. I'm never ever going to say leave your homes, but please seek help. Please. I have a deaf ear. I can't hear properly with this ear. I have broken ribs. If I had died today, some other woman will raise my child. Do you want that for your children? I didn't have a mother growing up, and I know the effect it had on me. I want to live for my children. You have to live for your children, because they say that children are the future, our future. We have to be better people, women. We have to be better people for our children. We really have to. And I just want to use this media to say to everybody that this really hurts me so much, and I would like to just let it die. I want to move ahead in my life. I want to go forward. I have a son that I have to live for and take care of. This is not the end of my life. I just want all the bad energy away. And I want to focus. I really want to focus on God and my son. In as much as half of you would never believe my story, or would even believe that I changed, it's not for me to prove to you. It's not for me to prove to you. I have everything to prove to myself and my son. And I just also want to say thank you for every woman out there who has sent me a message, called me, DM'd me. I have been reading everything, and I'd like to say that you all have been one of my biggest source of inspiration. I also like to thank Miss Bimbo Coker, my husband's first wife. She has been amazing. We talk like sisters, and her words have healed me so much more than any family member I've talked to, because she's been in that position.